Team member Aaron Glenn, private personal consultant. Also advocate for mental health awareness as well. Believe mindset is one of the tools and keys to success. And how you feel matters, how you feel along the journey, your path. Everything plays a part on the mind. It's always a battle of the mind to fix. Even our own beliefs can hold us back from being successful. Excuse me. Anyway, we'll get into that. But nevertheless, today is Sunday, November the 14th, 2025. And I like to read from my daily book of inspiration. This book helps me get through my days, my weeks, my months. And it's a powerful tool to use and have. But nevertheless, this is a word I want to share with you all for today's reading. This word comes from Sarah Young, the author of this book called Jesus Calling, Enjoying Peace in His Presence. But nevertheless, this is the word for September the 14th, 2025. Worship me by living close to me. This was my original design for man, into whom I breathed my very breath of life. This is my desire along your life path. Each day is as important part of that journey. Each day is an important part of that journey. Although you may feel as if you're going nowhere in this world, your spiritual journey is another matter altogether, taking you along steep, treacherous paths of adventure. That is why what that is why walking in my light of my presence is essential to keep you from stumbling. By staying close to the most routine part of your day can be a spiritual act of worship, holy and pleasing to me. This is dope. This is deep. I mean, it's a lot being said here. This book here is called Enjoying Peace in His Presence, Jesus Calling. I feel like this was Jesus calling for me to do was to read this book for each day that I can. And every day is building from the next. It's adding to the next. I meant to say what I was trying to say. I got a lot of thoughts rambling through my mind, but it's all about the things that I'm reading, sharing, and the desires of my heart as well. To learn how to be righteous, to live righteous, and to practice that. And that's what I do by doing this. Enjoying peace in His presence. Like what was just said, this isn't an easy journey. It isn't an easy choice to choose day to day, but it's simple for Creator, and that's what our Creator desires of us. Each day I read this and I get to realize that more and more, what I'm doing is what's called to be done. To be a Christian, it doesn't take no super sacrifice, just a little bit of your time. I think about a lot of these spiritual battles I have myself, and the cause of it all, just really having an epiphany of the things I experience in the flesh, the causes in the spirit world, things that I engage with on the other end, the things I need from time to time, how God provides my daily bread, provide all my needs. I lack from time to time from desire, but as far as my needs, I never lack any of my needs. Mindset is really important. Mental health is really important. The way you feel is really important because that ultimately dictates how you react and respond, where you end up from your choices and decisions you make in life. Some of these things are presented with consequences that we're not prepared for, that we're not really aware of. One thing is important about conscious being aware of what you choose to entertain and engage with. It's important. Some of these things are spiritual things, and it leads you enlightenment on who you are and what this world is really about and what life is about. Some things keep you blind to those facts, and it leads you down the path of destruction. There are a lot of traps of this world, and constantly on an attack. It's basically a battle between good and evil. Evil disguises itself as a needy thing, as a exciting thing, but like it's not what they really desire. A lot of these celebrities, they want the fortune, the fame, but what come with it, they don't want to tell us because the truth is, there's no quick way to success. There's no real shortcuts to this. And for them to fool us to think that this is the way that it has to be, that this is the way that it is false. It's all an act. It's all a show, and it's all deceptive behavior, and it misleads us and things for us. I was really thinking about when I was reading this was about our Creator who designed us. There are levels to it. We're not equals. This is the Most High God. And we all know that there is an ultimate higher being, a higher power. I believe everybody believes in a God, whether it's Jesus or whoever, Buddha, Allah. But I believe that, and this is my opinion, everybody believes in some type of higher power. How you get to, but nevertheless, I was thinking like, I can understand what this spiritual battle was about now. The Most High Creator, the all powerful Creator, and all the things that He created or she created, because I don't know, boy or girl, gender, male role, whatever, right? It don't matter to me. But um, I was thinking about the beginning of time. Also, the Bible that I read or have read, and different books that I read or have read. Number one, the Bible. But anyway, one thing stuck out to me, and it always really like weighs on my mind, not in a bad way, but I think about, right. They say God created the heavens, the earth, angels, and different like entities, right? He created man, beast, women. I mean, basically beast creatures and human being, mankind. He he created angels and with that being said, before Earth was even created and we're dwelling here, we were all in that supernatural realm. Different kinds of creations, different authority figures, different levels, right? Not everybody is equals in this situation, but not everybody is mistreated or anything like that. From my understanding, what I think and believe. But when we were created as human beings, we were created demigods. We are higher than the angels. We are higher than a lot of these principalities that we do not see. And therefore, the attack is on us, just like the attack was on our creator. And you get to choose what side do you want to be on, and it is what it is. But nevertheless, it's like, to me, it makes a lot of sense. Like, how can I not be a demigod if I was made in God's creation? I mean, in God's image. So therefore, it just gets me in the perspective of, I'm not on in that realm and that authority. I am an heir, you know, to these riches and glories that God has for us. A lot of people like to dim your light or, to put labels on you. But at the end of the day, who you are and what you are is a child of God. And these little tricks that people play on the mind, these little cults, all these different religions, all of this confusion in the world is because it's to steal our light and to blind us from who we truly are, which are God's children, demigods at all. But we do have that power and we do share that authority. And for somebody who was made in that realm, in that spiritual realm before we came here to earth, that's where the jealousy spirit was birthed and the whole lower vibrational You know what I'm saying? What they say like that, because I believe in heaven, everybody was vibrating high. Nobody was ever doubting. Nobody was ever lacking. Nobody was ever fearful. Nobody was ever jealous. Either one or a multiple of people, a multitude of people. When we were created, when God said, "Let's create man in our image," and they got jealous all of a sudden, like, is these people to be sharing this type of power with Him? And we've been around, and we're not even equals. That's just my belief. And just like we create, if I create anything, another life form, especially, that's a human being that I've created. I will look at it no different. So it's like, if we're created in God's image, how can we be any different? Why should we be any different? We are demigods here on earth. And when we leave this body, we'll be really reminded and connected to the true essence of self. Some of us have detached by selling out, by being so wrapped up in this world, thinking that this is it and this is who we are and what life is really truly about. Of course, you need to experience it and enjoy it, but in this world, thinking that this is all that there is and that this is the ultimate goal and mission. That's why they talk about duality, but not in the sense of spirituality, so that you can feed your spirit here on earth. That's why, what they call it, enlightened ones, the whatever, this whole culture, like I was just saying, that's the reason why titles are important. That's the reason why they push these narratives so much with those titles, and why the titles keep changing once people start waking up and realizing what the whole movie is, a narrative. Savages, YNs, now it's YNs, and it was other things in the past, and it's going to continuously change until people start to wake up and get what the whole thing is about. And usually they don't get what it's about until a lot of souls have been sacrificed and on the other side in the spiritual fight. Jesus came not to condemn us, but to warn us. How we live our life is truly important. The things that we think about is truly important, because every day, all day, we're being bombarded. What you think about grows. You know, uh, you spend more time thinking about the negativity, you're growing that negativity. And if you die in that negativity, you're now on part of this negative side, which is the devil. He's going to use you for eternity to fight his battle, because he's fighting now constantly in the flesh and in the spirit. He's using us to steal souls to be on his spiritual warfare. And Jesus was here trying to warn us that this hell is real. Whether people, all of these things, all of these tools they use to keep you trapped in these lower vibrational states, is because it's a battle of the soul. It's an eternal battle here and afterwards. And everything is happening for a reason. Everything is with purpose. I didn't really want my video to be about this or that or whatever, but I really want to talk about. I always like to start off with this though, because the truth is, to me, the light and the way. He never confuses me like a lot of these religions, a lot of this nonsense that goes on in this world. And once I realized that, once I conform my mind different, I don't have to conform to this world and, you know, worry about these worldly things. Therefore, I don't. And I'm sustained. I'm satisfied with who I am and my being in this moment, in this present, this life, and who I am. I'm good. And the more and more I stick to what I know is right and what I know is best, I'm not here to convert anybody, because people love to just be combative sometimes. Like, you don't agree with me, you don't believe me, you don't have to. I don't give no fuck. You feel me? But at the end of the day, this is a awareness message, because I am speaking my truth, is my point of view. I've had experiences to know better and to be able to accurately guide people through this type of information. Spend your time doing. I like to spend time learning things and experiencing things as far as spiritual things. things that really feed my soul, things that feed my being. I like entertainment from time to time as well, but not too much of the bullshit. So it corrupt my soul and it starts to become who I become, and it's my being. It's embedded in my DNA because I spend more time doing these things, entertaining these things, engaging with these things, and ultimately it's who I am. Just like a little embryo being molded to come out as a boy or a girl, they're gonna spend time around their parents or their loved ones or around a bunch of humans to learn how to become, in this situation. Now, what kind of human being determines on who they are around and who they desire to be like. Once they have discernment from right or wrong, they have the choice to go which path. And the more the further they go down that path, the more of that path is what they become. Just like you have certain human beings who we say are monsters because of their heinous acts and the things that they think about that's gruesome and it's unrighteous and it's unholy and it's unruly, right? So you would think this person is an animal. The way that they act, the things that they think about is who they are now because it's in their DNA. So it's like I can't tell a difference if you are a human being or an animal because of the things that you think about, the things that you do, the path that you take is becoming who you are is embedded in your DNA. And change isn't easy, but it's possible, it's doable. And it's all about being aware, the things that you're engaging, things that you're entertaining. Jesus was always talking about spending time with him so that we can have the mind of Christ to be aware and have discernment about these type of things when they come to test us, because the test is daily. Sometimes the test is all day. The devil is busy and he has a job to do. He's ruling his world as best as he can until his time is up. And that's whether you believe in God or not, Jesus Christ. To allow these things to happen, even give you time to do your bullshit and be like, I still love you. I still want to give you a chance to, come home and get your mind right. Just like the prodigal son. He was like, I don't want to work. I don't want to fucking learn my position. I don't want to be in place. So give me what's mine and let me go do me. And when he realized like development is important, you ran from your learning lessons. You could have been molded. You could have learned all this shit. And devil does to our minds and make us we need to go and be separate from the body of Christ, the body of believers. People that have your best intentions, no matter how they uh, do these things and provide the education, the resources, the tools, or whatever, right? Um, Not everybody do it the same way, but that comes from an ungrateful spirit for somebody not to be grateful for somebody to be providing for you and you just to be like, give me my part and let me go and do me. And then when you go do you, you realize you in or educated first of all because you blew through a bag really quick, and now you looking like what? You come back to the source, and a lot of people does that, but that's God's grace and mercy for us, waiting for us to come back, waiting for us to spend time to have His mindset so we can learn financial literacy. Going to church and hoping and wishing for a big breakthrough is not going to work. You need financial literacy. You need to learn how to invest and make your money work for you, or save a little bit, or get a second income, a side hustle, whatever, right? But it's being aware of what the problem is and the root of it and how to get to it. But the only way to do these things is spending time alone with Christ, getting to know Christ so he can reveal the path to us. Because what you don't know, you just don't know shit. Don't beat yourself up about it. We gotta figure shit out. Nobody was coming to this world knowing everything, all knowing. Some people are so filled with the Holy Spirit that you would think they've been here before, but that's the spirit that Jesus provides and leaves for us to speak for us to act on us. I mean, act through us if we're in that higher frequency and vibration. Just like the Holy Spirit will use us, these demons will use us as well. If you're on a low frequency and you act out impulsively, the devil just got you to commit his act just like that because of emotional intelligence. It's not being able to spend a few seconds to think about what's affecting you and how to move forward. That's why I advocate for mental health awareness because it's always a battle of the mind, a battle of how to feel, how to act, when to react. All these things, suffering and or celebration. When you learn how to discern these things, you can spend just a little bit more time before you react, respond, and all these things, and you'll be celebrating. You just beat the devil at those games, or you'll be suffering because you took part in his suffering. Misery loves company, and it comes in different forms and fashion. Different people, places, or things. But if you don't have discernment that what type of energy is attached to these people, places, or things, you will be. That's what spending time in his presence allow you to do. You'll be able to have passion and purpose. You will know what you're here for, and you'll be doing what you're supposed to be doing. Be developing into that person you're to become to be. Just like these seeds in this little thing, right? They get the help they need, and they will do what they need to do. They will develop into being fruitful and abundant, having more seeds from this one seed. That's nourish our spirit in the right way, because like I said, it's about either good or evil. And the good is nourishing the good, the evil is nourishing the evil. Why you think so many people want to come around you and make you hate on somebody that they hate? Because that's the evil, nourishing the evil, gripping the evil, and why people who celebrate want to celebrate with other people because that's good, celebrating with good. And, it is what it is. Like, motherfuckers recruit. Not saying that it's a subconscious thing or in communication with each other to get to know each other. And that's the spirit in us that was given to God. I mean, given by God. I just read what it was talking about. Like, I designed you to want to get to know me and be close with me and walk with me. Worship me by living close to me. That's a way of worship. This is my original design for man, into whom I breathed my very breath of life. And if that's the case, how can we not be gods and we're breathing God's breath? This is my desire for you, that you stay near to me as you walk along your life path. Each day is an important part of that journey. Although you may feel as if you are going nowhere in this world, your spiritual journey is another matter altogether, taking you along steep, treacherous paths of adventure. That is why walking in the light of my presence is essential to keep you from stumbling. By staying close to me, you present yourself as a living sacrifice. Even the most routine part of your day can be a spiritual act of worship, holy and pleasing. Read more that was inspired from this passage from the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7, the book of Psalms, chapter 89, verse 15, and also peace and blessings. Thanks for tuning in. Romans, chapter 12, verse 1 through 2. Happy Sunday, by the way, too. Feliz Domingo. How's it going? Come on to there. My thing is a little dark. I'm going to try to lighten it up. My book is barely hanging on, but it's still working nevertheless. Kind of dope, huh? So that it spoke to me. I picked good vibes. But I had a experience yesterday. It was quite interesting. Weird nevertheless. But I saw a feather that was quite dead. I looked at it, I was like, wow, it's drying up. Like, this looks still like full of life, right? It looked fresh. You know how long I had this stuff? Like, um, I had a night terror. I was like, the more I walk with Christ, the more Christ is there. Like, this last verse really was just speaking to me because I was thinking about that. Let me go back. And I've been having these experiences for a while. It say, taking you along steep, treacherous paths of adventure. That is why walking in my light, the light of my presence, is essential to keep you from stumbling. Walking in my light is essential to keep you from stumbling when things happen. It's easy to rely on mankind and all of these special gadgets and promises that they make, and you know, to feel like we have some type of uh, what I call it, some type of relief, I guess, or some type of Let's just say relief. All of these problems that man made, they also have a solution. I said relief. Solutions. We're all looking for certain solutions to our problems, right? Um, solutions. Solutions. The devil comes with plenty of solutions, making you feel inadequate, also incompetent because you lack certain things. So therefore, it's a play on the mind that you need to be in competition so that you can have these things by any means necessary. I know you heard that term before, by any means necessary. Uh, Joining these different groups, these different organizations, it provide a lot of solutions. On these things, there's no spirit, there's no real, I mean, light in these situations. These solutions come and they keep you in darkness because they aren't really solving any issues. And now you're looking for more solutions, and this world never really has the answers. Our government plays with us all the time. They play with our health, and they play in our faces because they're deceptive. This world is what it's about, from rags to riches. Every country has their own little thing going on. But here they give us the false interpretation of freedom of religion. But at the end of the day, it's like, where are the real resources at? Where is the real literature? So that we can know for ourselves what's real from this stuff. Black people came or whatever, I don't know what to call it. That's why the world is so confusing, because race, religion, they're always dividing us. These colored people, we go from African Americans to blacks to Negroes to whatever, right? And that's a big old thing about the world and how they want to divide us and keep us separated and keep us confused on who we are. That's why I read this today and why I'm not um, going off subject or whatever. What they say, I digress. I'm gonna start using it more. I digress from all of that. I'm not go too far off topic. But who we are is important, and why I said that, because for you to be born again, you will know that you are a child of God, and therefore you are God. You're not on that same level, but you're in that realm, in that reach. So that's why I don't get caught up. I don't consider myself no black man, no African American, no Negro, no none of this stuff, because I know who I am. And to be getting confused with all of that stuff and being a part of, I'm a human being, and I feel for human beings. I do not accept or tolerate ignorance. I don't like to be around ignorant human beings. Uh, it just is what it is. I don't care what color human being you are. If you're ignorant, if you're negative, if you're an unbeliever of God, you're a type of person I don't want to be around, or I don't want you around me. If you're weird and confused and you're not having no type of direction in life, I don't want you come stumbling in my way. You feel it is. And I feel like I don't have to be with people to stand alone on what I believe in. I don't have to try to make people believe what I believe or feel how I feel. It's just I have discernment on what these type of people is, and if we're moving in the same direction, we can move forward together. And if not, then we separate. Same way that God did with Lucifer. Like, watch out. Go ahead, do your thing, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna clean this shit up. So you better have fun while you got. My creations are holy. My creations are to prosper, just like He made us to be fruitful. So everything I create, I wanted to go out into the world and bear fruit, giving out peace to people, giving out inspiration to people, giving them a way to make money with my art. You can join my affiliate program and shit like that, right? That is the spirit of abundance. And that's what it was meant for you to have, so that others can have, and others can have from those others, and it keeps going. Not for the wealth and the elite to take all of the resources, put them in bunkages, whatever, right? I'm just saying this for entertainment purpose. I don't know what the fuck people do, and I really don't care. But at the end of the day, like I see what's going on, and you see what's going on as well. So don't be walking around with your eyes wide shut because this world is going to continue to try to blind you and lead you down the darkest path they can so that you can fight their spiritual battles because that's what this is life is about. That's what this is life is. That's what this life is about. I'm trying to get back to my Spanish and practicing. And I'm saying, we miss you. They was like, these messages isn't working. They was like, yo, are you there? It'd be funny. It's Duolingo, the app. Sound like a real person, right? But yeah, they want me to learn. I'm just getting messages from IG. I don't really be on Instagram like that. But I try to stay relevant. It's the reason why I be on there. Let people know about Team Energy. Start third year. Anniversary coming up on the 22nd. God has been good. And this is my way that I am in the gospel of Christ. The good message. The good word, and my outlook on it. I don't like to go to church and be up under these people. I feel like most of them are just, being a part of something, but not actually being something. I don't really see a lot of change in a lot of church people. They use the word of Christ as a power tool. I used to do it as well. I can manipulate, you know. But that's what I feel like it's about. I don't really see these people. See no fucking changes being made. I don't see them really being. I just don't see none coming from it from my perspective. What I'm doing here is having service, and I'm trying to save souls, and I'm passionate about what I do. I give charity when I can, free information when I can, but I'm not no motherfucking nonprofit organization. I do this for money. I do work for money. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't have time to be around a bunch of motherfuckers who don't understand what they should be doing in life. I don't need no motherfucker preaching at me. I do like about it. I hope I'm not discouraging you all from, partaking in these things because somebody has to teach you. You have to learn from somewhere. I just learned differently, and it is what it is. I'm not discouraging or looking down on anybody from who goes. Just saying why I don't. And how I feel about it. I've been baptized 3 times because I do fall short, even to this day. But at the end of the day, um, I'm firm on what I know. I don't need nobody to help me believe anything. So therefore, I'm not in nobody's facility in their mix because I'm leading my own ship, whether sink or fail. On what I know to be right, what I know to be true, and I don't really believe a lot of things. If I don't know it to be true, I don't really believe at all. And that's just me. It is what it is, though. That's why I like to learn things so that I can know things. And it is what it is. What I don't know, I'm not going to sit here and not talk about. I don't like fantasy type shit. Only fantasies I do is when I'm creating art, and then there is for you to see it anymore. I'm not really a dreamer like that, but more so a visionary. I see things that I want to see come to its past or whatever. I'm a creator by nature, an artist in a way, but I like to create my reality because I co-create with God, and I have that authority and that power, and I do so. I know that I can do it, so that I practice different ways of doing it, and I just pursue happiness every day. Like fuck being depressed and negative. Like that's just like a rocking chair. You moving but ain't moving and getting nowhere. Yeah, but you're not getting anywhere. And what's the purpose of draining your energy? But do as you please. We all have 24 hours of a day to do as you will. As they say, do what thou will. Do what the fuck you want to do. Shit. Hey, it's your life. You have to be responsible. So that's why I say I don't really care what people do. As long as it's not affecting me personally, because I'm not trying to get unruly, you know what I'm saying? But it's a time and place for everything. As much as it depends on me, I like to keep peace. And that's just what it is. But I don't mean I'm finna, like I say, I don't like ignorant human beings. I don't tolerate that shit. I'm not dealing with that shit. Not telling motherfucker about that shit. Or if I had the power just to separate, divide, if it ain't adding up, making sense, then shit, subtract it. It's a lot going on in this world, and I don't have time for that type of shit. Changing. I'm gonna keep changing, and fuck who don't understand. Fuck the world if they can't adjust. I don't have to explain why I'm changing and how I'm changing. Like shit, you just adjust to it. Especially because I'm growing in a way that's important to me as far as leaving a legacy. And the changes I make is necessary for that. I just dropped a post on Facebook. Change, right? I really want to read it. It is dope. I just shared it. But go and check it out. I ain't finna go back and forth on my shit. Y'all know I'll be dropping a lot of stuff, And as far as exclusive content, you have to subscribe to my Facebook page. Like I say, like I just be learning stuff and putting it all in a little nice little spot for everybody. I am gonna do this other video though, because I want to share what's been going on with the world and what I think is about to happen. Situation. Charles Kirk, the shooter, the what's his name? Tyler. Some guy named Tyler. And he just dropped a what did he drop? He dropped a token, which is crazy. All this to me seems like publicity, and it seems like a distraction from what's really going on and what they're trying to do. In the articles, I'm all into finances. So in these articles I've been reading just the past couple, Bitcoin. A lot of people scamming, taking Bitcoin. For what reason? And this all started too. Well, it started after one of the whales. They took out 42,000 or 24,000 Bitcoin, which was like 2 point some $million worth. But anyway, like they took a little chunk of Bitcoins out and start putting it in ETFs and Ethereum. And ever since then, somebody remember, but I know this has happened. The FBI, the Department of Justice, if you want to look up their current cases, they're out here getting these scammers who are stealing. And that's why I like cryptocurrency. Let me get into this first, and then I'll get back into the Department of Justice and these cases that they're doing as far as the crypto scammers who think that they could get away. And why I like cryptocurrency, because it's a blockchain. You really can't get away from these transactions. You could try to steal it from somebody. You can, you know what I'm saying? Where you could wire, what they call it, wire fraud and all that type of stuff, right? Where it takes so long to figure it out. With cryptocurrencies, is like everything is being tracked, everything is being traced, everything is always on record. So whatever you do it or wherever you send it to, at the end of the day, you're going to get caught up, especially if you're taking it without permission. And what people was doing and still doing and been doing, there's a couple million through casinos. Uh, they've been doing all type of stuff, and come to find out, Mr. Charles, who just got killed last Wednesday or Tuesday, he had Bitcoin as well. So I'm pretty sure whoever killed him took that. And what was crazy about it is the whole thing to me seems like propaganda, because the guy who killed him, they say, oh, that same day before he turned himself in, he dropped a coin, and his coin made about 3 some $million. So I'm like, reaching what? But this shit is crazy. These people, what they're doing for these Bitcoins, so this cryptocurrency, and there's so much money into this in cryptocurrency. What's this today? It was yesterday. So I'll be saving these articles. I'll send them to myself because I read them already. Like, I just like to share this information too. Because it might help somebody. As always, here they go. So, oh yeah, Michigan too. They paying people up out these streets. They was at, we'll get into that in a bit. Man, these two articles about how the system is cleaning up. Ain't no telling where these people are right now. There's a lot of homeless people downtown. They say they paid 11 million bucks to get them wherever, however, whatever, right? So this what they did with the casino. They had 5 million in Bitcoin tied to SIM swapping, but that ain't even the icing on the cake. As far as this guy who killed, I don't think he the one even killed Charles, to be honest, because I seen two different dudes now. That's why I'm like, this whole thing is kind of off to me. It don't feel right. It don't look right, and my spirit is telling me like what's going on as far as the move being made, because it's about financing, financial increase right now. So they've been doing this and that so they could, you know what I'm saying, get back in the digital currency and run it up a little bit. Why you think if why you think Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is always going to be the number one because that's how people know about. But why you think? And if you haven't been paying attention, highly encourage you to start checking into these markets because you missed the come up. Low Peppy, Dogecoin, Shiba, XRP, Hedera, which is the same thing. Tizo, and I'll show y'all. Fuck all this Bitcoin shit because only if y'all knew what's really going on. Klarna, 17 billion. These numbers are crazy, ridiculous. IPO that just turned 40 staffers overnight to millionaires. This shit just happened on September the 12th. IPOs. This is all what I'm talking about, like with the stocks and stuff. Cryptos, Klarna stock. Like I just said, I ain't saying nothing about Klarna, but I said PayPal, uh, probably Netflix. This stuff to look into, you know. This is financial literacy. This is how you let your money work for you and not the other way around. And of course, like it goes up and down. Lily lost his appeal of 183.7 million. Like, look at all this money. This shit fucking crazy. But anyway, let me show y'all these charts real quick. Cause in the dude, a lot of this stuff tied to this. Like, if you hear any investors, they always say, check the news, check the market. The news, the markets go hand in hand. On here, the markets, they have news articles. What's affecting the money? The news. And I'll show y'all what. So what I did was I sold off because they basically wait, let's just go here real quick. For the last week. See this steady gain from fucking September profit take off a little still higher than where you left off on the ninth and just continuously profit all the way until today. Quiet, right? Have you heard anything about Pepe though? Hell nah. Why you think not? Because these people making millions. So look, 2 million, where they got you a few $100s in a week. And it's like a little passive income. Dogecoin eyes impressive rally on Department of Justice ETF launch, but there's reason to be cautious. They just went up like a motherfucker too. That was on the 10th. Ethereum meme coin Little Peppy crosses 25 million, announces 15 Ethereum giveaways by Chainwire. And you can get this stuff is even better. But let's go back to the everyone has been doing this, and I get updates too. As far as like I got cryptos across different wallets. And I got ADA, Ethereum, and Peppy now. I just had Penguin. I just sold that. For what? I don't even know why. But here go the Tezos I was talking about. Solana was $100. They was like $99. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty high. If I had $100 extra, I'll buy one. But whatever, right? Shit, turn around, they already like 240. I'm like, damn, that's $140. A profit could have came up. And a lot of people will spend $100 on some gym shoes, like I do. Like, it's just what it is. I like Air Force Ones. They usually like $100. Dollars that could have bought me two pairs if I would have just put it on Solana, right? And that's one of many coins. But anyway, like, yeah, this is what's going on with us. I want to show y'all who this guy is. Because he just made $3 million before he turned himself in. I think probably even five. And it's all propaganda. Like the guy I seen shoot the man, well, I didn't see him shoot him, but he was basically behind him, texting him like, it's a go ahead. And then the rest, and now all of a sudden it's a whole nother guy. That's why I'm like, this was a money scheme to get him out the way and get paid for it because he had some information he wanted to tell. Plus, he just got somebody else out of jail who was doing this crypto scheme and stuff. And they using what they was doing in another country, or even here too, probably, I don't know. They found generators and like these big old, and this for entertainment purposes. They mining coins. They need a whole cart doing this from a nursing home, stealing their energy to mine coins. They found the computer set up and everything. I'm gonna show y'all the article on that too, because that's what they doing nowadays. They trying to run it up real quick digitally because shit, it's the way to go. Times will change, they're gonna always change. And this is the thing what I was saying too about, not having to sell out and do all this stuff. Like this hold on. Charles Kirk. So this is the guy I was talking about who got unalive just last week. Rest in peace to him and his family too. So I don't know if this was his Charlie Kirk. I didn't even know he had coins. Let's check this out real quick because maybe I understand what I was reading, or maybe this is something totally different. The numbers seem to be adding up the same, but the information is tragic. As the world reacts to the tragic murder of American conservative activist Charlie Kirk, the incident has triggered a wave of meme coin cryptocurrencies linked to the media personality. Within hours of the shooting at Utah Valley University, where a sniper bullet fatally struck Kirk, developers began deploying a series of meme coins tied directly to his name and image, most of them supposed calling for justice over his killing. So that's some bull. He got killed and some made millions before everything crashed. And I was telling y'all, like, you can make your own coins. What made me mad, and I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of jealous. I'm like, what? What's really going on? Because it take a lot to make these coins. I ain't gonna lie. Like I showed y'all some of the process, and then it takes approval time as well. Like sometimes they get back to you within a day or two. I mean, within like 2 days. But nevertheless, like already in plan because if I was to, okay, let's say what's going on, Halloween, right? That's the next thing. I'll be planning now, like, oh y'all, here go the Halloween coins, right? So I'm in preparation now, and you can still idea whatever. You'll see what I'm talking about when you start the process. And good luck too as well, because this is the new wave. Anybody can make coins. I got tokens already. They're NFTs. They're art coins, but whatever, right? I got coins that I'm working up, but my contract hasn't been approved. And I'm like, how the fuck they should approve? Like, look at these pictures. Blurry, can't even see. And they wasn't approving my photos. They wasn't approving my website. And I really want to go on one of these and check it out, because I'm like, how the fuck they approve all these people and I'm having trouble approving mine. And then it's tied to dude and whatever. So I'm like, this had to be uh it had to be set up already. And that's why they was talking about for the future of America and public speaking and or debates. It's going to be forever changed, especially with him putting out his tour dates, and even celebrities they might change up. You might not even know if they're coming to your city or town until they come there, because I'm pretty sure they had to drop on his schedule, knowing he's going to be here, what day. They hurry up and plan, plot, strategize this bullshit to capitalize off him all. Uh, President, or he came to our city today. We dropped some meme coins, and it'd have been like every other coin, struggling to survive amongst other coins, depending on how you market and advertise, whatever, right? What better way to market and advertise off somebody dying on live TV? And you got coins in their name right after that. Like, to me, it just do not sit right. And when I read this last night, I was like, the killer had coins ready to drop? Really? It look the same, but the information is totally different. Like, what they told me was this guy Tyler got turned himself in, and he had like $5 million. So I'm like, wow, he's finna sit in jail pretty comfortably. And now I'm finding out they made. I seen a lot of his things on X, Twitter, right? The token initially reached 12.4 million market cap with 93 million in value, but a sell-off reduced its liquidity to 1,500 traders participated. Though net buys turned negative at 45,000. At the same time, listings on X from Being X and other exchanges quickly followed, with activity spiking as traders rushed in to profit. So 36,000 people and 500 capitalized off this man's death. They must have been in it on it together. Not to do anything like this. As far as, like, oh, this person died. He don't even have a chance to grieve. His family don't even know what's going on. But y'all already dropping coins in his name. He wasn't even pronounced dead at the time when they was doing all this stuff. I'm like, damn, dog. And that to me is sad. Despite on what kind of guy he was, it's like, wow, they'll boost you up. Like I said, this world will pick you up, swallow you up, shoot you, and spit you out like that. They didn't use this man, boost this, capitalize off him now, keeping them blind to the facts that they're setting him up. More than 700 new addresses designed to inflate demand and make it appear larger than it actually is. Additionally, analysts tracking blockchain activity have flagged large insider sales from wallets linked to for the Justice for Charlie, alongside of the creation. So look, even 700 more new they got flagged because they like, oh, insider sales, because it's an inside job. Just like I just showed y'all an article about, they was doing this through the casinos. And that's why I was like, I love cryptocurrency, because you can't get away with anything, especially if you're doing little sneaky stuff like that. Like, and it's not like the traditional banks where they can lie about what's coming in and what's going out, and you know what I'm saying, what they give you on a receipt, which is a ledger, and that's the information you have. Now, did they document this into their files? Who knows? The difference between the banks and the cryptocurrencies is they have nodes, which are strangers who all come together and agree on these things. And once they agree, they have other strangers who have to agree on what they just agreed on. So it's like the public is always policing the public. That's why these frauds always get caught up so quickly because okay, additionally, analytics failed. So they was like, okay, the transaction went through, right? Then somebody was like, yo, this is a little fishy. They found out all 700 new addresses who was partaking in this scheme. Several crypto players have described these patterns as classic pump and dump schemes. They was doing this scheme off of this man's life. People deploying S. Charlie right after Charlie. A man is in crucial condition. I said crucial. A man is in critical condition. His loved ones are praying he survives, and instead of showing even a shred of humanity, some are trying to turn into a quick payday. Let's get off this situation. It's crazy though. You see, this world, what they do to you, they give you a little praise and they use your little praise and you to make some money off you. If they really wanted to fuck with this man like that, they would have been helping him build a better community, a better nation where we could talk about the things like what he was trying to talk about. These are hard discussions to have. People don't want to hear that shit, but they need to. But yet and still, they run and go capitalize off his death by making coins about the man. Like it's crazy, dog. To see these type of things in the heartless souls of men. And when Jesus was calling to tell them, "Follow me, pick up your cross, live righteous, for the time is drawing near." These type of mindsets to think like this, to do these type of things, there's a consequence that comes with it. You know, everybody who's profiting off the death of man, just like they did with Jesus Christ. So we better save some of that money. Nevertheless, if y'all want to learn how to create content, make money online, starting a new 90-day challenge Monday, September the 15th. Earn while you learn, pay as you go program. Make sure you join my email list. I'm going to put the link down so y'all can see right now. Make sure you sign up. So what you're going to do is you put your email in and then you go check your email and you look in those emails. What you're going to find is the blueprint and also a newsletter. I'm going to send the newsletters out today. I send them out usually every Sunday. I don't like to bombard y'all with plenty of emails, but yeah. Make sure y'all, what you do right now is you go put your email down there. And I was going to show this video, but it's about something different. I'm going to put a little something together. This guy right here be telling some good ass stories. So I've been watching this shit lately. I like a little thrill. Also, let me take this out for a minute because I got some serious to say about, well, never mind. Chance to go ahead and check out that email, that website, and put your email in there. And get ready to join this 90-day challenge, Passive Income Online. Excuse me. Teach you how to start your own online business, how to make multiple sources of income. Like what I was just sharing with y'all was just one source of income. But it comes with multiple streams, because you profit off all those coins if you want to, especially they all how much you can buy out. Cash out. So if you got $1, right? Say for instance, you got, okay, let's just say the coins is 1 cent. You got $1, you buy 100 coins. Now all of a sudden 1 cent is worth 10. So you just came up like a motherfucker, right? That's just how it is with these coins. What you put in is what you get out. If you're not buying a full thing, you're not getting full profits. It's going to take a little longer for you to start profiting. You can buy partial coins, 1 penny, You don't have a fucking penny, you might have a point. I don't fucking know, but that's how this shit go. Just for a prime example, and they're making massive profits. But the thing is, like, it takes a little bit of time to learn how to do this stuff, even create NFTs and ER20 contracts, which are the tokens, the coins, the crypto coins. I mean, tokens are the ER11 and blockchain, which initially lets the whole world know that this is available for public domain, sale, and resale. So those contracts, once you create a coin or you create a currency, the contract is deployed, and once approved, it's out there for the public to trade or whatever. And let me just show y'all one more example of what this shit look like, because I know y'all looking like, huh? What? Huh? But once you start getting into this shit, you start understanding it's foreign because it's not what you're used to. It's not a language you're used to. It's not a visual, audio, whatever, right? And this here is what you would end up going to. It's called Etherscan.io, where you create your contracts and different stuff like that. Wi-Fi Wealth with Angie is my personal thing. I have verified address, which is mean the verified contract, and so I got 100, I got 1,000 limit that I can make. And wait, hold on. Mine was verified August the 23rd. But what I'm doing right now is the update token. Once I get the update approved, then my shit'll be just like what I just showed y'all. Those Charlie tokens or the Pepe coins or the Bitcoin or whatever the fucking coin. You're gonna have Tay tokens, which would be my coin. Once I get my update token information approved. Like I was saying, like I've been doing this for since fucking August the 23rd. That was since then I've been trying to get my contract approved. So what I got to do is I don't want y'all to see that the website, the this that all of that, the fucking picture, the icon, the image, 32 by 32 SVG icon logo. But yeah, once I get all this approved, which is, I don't know why they haven't been approved, and it's kind of irritating. But I'm keep trying, keep trying. Anyway, that's what like what? How the fuck they not to hate on them? I'm proud of them, but the way that they did it was very disgraceful. What they did was very disgraceful, and that's what really pissed me off, was because like I'm doing something for a whole nother reason, a whole nother spirit into this. You know, the energy I'm putting into this is not for to be capitalizing off someone's death. It's definitely not using their name and likeness. That shit crazy, dog. Like, look at this man, and they approved 3 photos of the same thing, and my shit is totally different and custom made. But like they said, they were scheming and scamming, and they got caught up. They put it on the Solana chain. Mine is on Ethereum chain, but it don't really fucking matter, right? They are decentralized coins that you can use to create other coins. Ethereum, Bitcoin, or Solana. I put mine on Ethereum because I got Ethereum coin. But it's like, damn, it's crazy, dog. If I was to be doing something corrupt, maybe, but I ain't hating, dog. I'm gonna keep trying. I was trying to do it 28 to be a gift to myself and to the public. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for September 22nd, our 3rd-year anniversary, but I do have non-fungible tokens, NFT art. So I'll be listing those. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll have a sell-off or an auction. I don't know. But this is what I really want to be done. My coins. Like they bogus. They allowed this bullshit that's along the chain. They allow this type of bullshit. 700. It's like 36,500 or 30. How many people? A lot of people conglomerate together to conspire to do this bullshit. 36,500 plus another 700 wallets that they use all together to do what they did. It's just unhumane, unhumane, had this man here thinking he'd take us out of this world. Like, it's time to come home because you're around it, and it's just getting worse and worse. And, it needs to be exposed on what's really going on. And, um, the scary side of the internet, the stuff they ain't gonna really tell y'all. Even these articles that are available though, but it depends on what you're going to check out, like what you spend your time entertaining. To me, what are the changes? Not to say that I'm rich or gonna be filthy wealthy, but it takes time to learn how to get there and what ways are people getting there. But investing is always a way that everybody has that's successful, that's wealthy, had got to that position. Mark Bezos, fucking Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg. Ben, I like LinkedIn because a lot of niggas on there with money, like motherfuckers. Bill Gates, we was born on the same day. Oprah, I think. Let me show y'all who I was born on my birthday. Hey, I got him on LinkedIn. This is my birthday, but I was born years later. uh, they invest. You know what I'm saying? He a philanthropist, a pioneer of the 70s to the 1980s. So like 20 years of his life he dedicated to learning his craft. 20 years. That's a long time from 1955 when you was born to the 1970s to where you really had you know, your breakthrough. But yeah, these people invest. Larry Ellison, I don't know who he is, but I seen him. He just, oh yeah, I don't know what he do, but he now richer than Elon Musk. He got a few billion. Let's check him out real quick. Warren Buffett, Christy Walter. There's a lot of white folks too. My bad. I mean it. But anyway, yeah, these people invest and shit. That's the only way you're gonna get it. So yeah, we share the same birthday, October 28th. Let me see who else's birthday on my birthday, because there's a lot of them. Who like Gabriel Union, Frank Ocean, born on these people born on my birthday. Caitlyn Jenner, Reebok started, Brad Paisley. I don't know a lot of these people either. But yep, Frank Ocean, what up, Doc? Matt Smith, Charlie, Vivian Moreto. There's a lot of people we born on the same day. Who is this guy? Cheryl Underwood, what up? It's a pretty smile. Big ass smile, girl. I like her though. She dope. I felt that I resonate with her for a reason. I didn't know that we share the same season. Much love though. I appreciate what you did for the entertainment industry. I want to check out this guy. I don't even know how to say his name. What is the guy named 1460? Damn, I forgot. Oh man. All right, it's a wrap, dog. This is if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. Happy Sunday as well. May this be a prosperous week for you all. Oh yeah. Don't forget what you need to do right now is the website and get your free blueprint copy. Also, get started on this next 90-day challenge and end this year with a bang. Let's go out with a strong finish. 2024.